So David, I think we should start things off with what games have come out this week.
Let's do it.
So, for the week of November 3rd to November 9th, David, man, this year has just flown by so quickly, hasn't it?
It has.
I've definitely noticed that the major releases have started to slow down a little bit, so maybe it's starting to wind down for the rest of the year. I'm not too sure. But first up, on November 4th, David, we've got Europa Universalis 5, basically.
Where's that game sound so familiar?
So it's an RTS. It's on the PC, and it really reminds me of like a modern day version of like Empire Earth, which was a spin-off of Age of Empires back in the day. So it's the next entry in Paradox Interactive's complex grand strategy series. Players will dominate 5 centuries of history through deep geopolitical gameplay with improved AI and expanded diplomacy systems. Wow. So this is basically, it's a massive release for RTS fans, of course, promising hundreds of hours of complex political and military maneuvering. So obviously, if you're a big fan of the series, I'm going to be honest, I've never heard of this series before doing my research for this week's episode. But ironically enough, David, I found this really funny. It's actually coming out on the exact same day as the PS5 port of Age of Empires 4.
Okay.
So we all know what Age of Empires is by this point. It's a real-time strategy game, but it's being ported to the PS5 with all content, including 10 unique civilizations, 4 campaigns spanning over 500 years. Basically, this game has been out on all other platforms for a few years now, since I think 2022 or 2023, but it's finally been given a shot in the arm for the PS5 players who are long-term fans of the series, David. Now, next game, so we're still on November 4th, we've got Football Manager 26, and that's not to be confused with EA's Football Club 26, but like that game, this title is also being released on every platform under the sun, basically. So it's the latest iteration of the beloved football management simulation, and it features the English Premier League, advanced tactical innovations, women's football even, wow, very progressive, and new transfer tools. So after the cancellation of the 2025 version of Football Manager,
it's back.
This release is finally back, and obviously highly anticipated.
Football's back.
And the focus on realism and new features like women's football will be an appeal to a broad audience of sports simulation enthusiasts. Wow. So moving on to November 5th, 2025, we've got Sonic Rumble. David, have you heard of this game yet?
I have not.
Okay, so basically, it's a free-to-play multiplayer spin-off inspired by the Fall Guys formula. So, so that's why it's so this is actually something that I think is pretty cool. So it's coming to PC, but it's also coming to mobile. So it's available as at the time of recording this. So basically, it's Fall Guys, but in the Sonic universe, where 32 players can compete in challenges for rewards and to prove themselves, David, as being the fastest in the toy box. So it's a fun, accessible, and free entry point for Sonic fans and those who enjoy casual multiplayer party games. And honestly, it's pretty. I just think what's really cool about this is that it's also able to come to mobile as well. Usually, I'm not a fan of mobile gaming, but if there's something that can be on the PC and on mobile, especially if it's like a multiplayer-focused game like this, I think that is awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's good. It's going to be interesting to see a Fall Guys competitor hit the scene with the Sonic license. So let's see how that goes.
David, the second Fall Guys has hit the tower. Am I right? Has hit the market.
Oh my god. And the third one's hit the Pentagon.
But is there any other Fall Guys competitors out there yet, outside of this, that you know of?
No, not that I can think of off the top of my head. Doritos Crash Course. Bring that back.
Wait, what? What's Doritos Crash Course?
You've never played Doritos Crash Course?
No, I've never heard of it.
Oh, it was this old Xbox 360 arcade game that was free to play, because it was essentially a Wipeout version that you can play. It was a game of Wipeout that you can play with your friends. That was sponsored by Doritos, and your characters would be your avatars that you create on your Xbox profile.
Oh, You know what? Actually, I think I have heard about this because I feel like it's a game that I think it was free, but you could get some achievements for it, and I think that was a pretty big deal back then. I could be wrong, or maybe I'm thinking of like a Burger King game where
you might be thinking
you could
of
race around in like a. Yeah, I'm not sure, but no, that's, that sounds.
It was like a 2D like online multiplayer game.
Ah, okay. Well, either way, that sounds fucking awesome. I'll find some footage for it for this bit.
Bring it back
when I post it. And you know what? While we're at it, bring back Doritos Crash Course and bring back Gotham City Imposters. I want to play that game again. I miss that game.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, I think you're alone on that one, champ.
So moving along to November 6th, and this is probably the game that I'm most excited about for the week, and that game is Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, and it's exclusively for the Switch 2. And if you haven't played a Hyrule Warriors game before, it's basically Legend of Zelda meets Dynasty Warriors hack and slash. It's developed by Koei Tecmo in collaboration with Nintendo. And yeah, it's basically just an exclusive hack and slash spin-off in the world of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom this time around. So it's going to have a lot of the characters featured in those games as well as new ones, I'm sure. And yeah, I'm just really excited for it. I, for one, absolutely love the Dynasty Warriors series and basically anything Koei Tecmo. So I'm just really fucking excited. And it offers a new way to experience the lore of modern Zelda universe with high-octane hack-and-slash action, David. So yeah, that's probably one of the larger releases for this week. Just moving along to the last two games. So also on November 6th, we've got Syberia Remastered. That's going to be basically on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. It's a remastered version of the classic point-and-click adventure game with a complete graphical overhaul, modernized experience, and a reimagined puzzle mechanics. So it's a great opportunity for new players to experience the legendary adventure game, and for veterans and fans of the series who revisit it with modern polish. And lastly, on November 7th, we've got Voidtrain, and that is going to be coming to PC and Xbox. PS5, the release date still isn't confirmed as of yet, but supposedly it's coming at some point in the future. You know, how long's a piece of string, am I right, David?
No, yeah, so
it's a 6-7, am I right? That's what the kids are saying these days, aren't they, David? I don't know. But yes, so this indie game is fascinating because it looks like this steampunk-esque puzzle game of sorts where you become a crew of an interdimensional express train, and your job is to gather materials and upgrade your train and your arsenal. So it looks really neat, actually. So you're basically like floating around in the sky tethered to your train and just shooting off bandits and shit. So yeah, looks really cool overall. But as for this week, that's basically it for the releases, David. So
hey, would you look at that? You've made it through the entirety of this episode. Congratulations. This video is just one section of our weekly gaming podcast called Last Week in Gaming Today. If you're interested in checking out the full episode or more discussions like the one you've just watched, I'll leave a link to the podcast in the description and comment section below.